Right, this is actually the end of my day, so you will come back to this point. But I'm going to give these dozen Pro V1 balls away. They're all number 9, so they're funky numbers, because I think Tactless are doing funky numbers now. So if you want to win these number 9s, what you need to do is you need to share this video with 9 of your friends. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you need to share it with 9 of your friends. If you're watching it on Twitter, I want you to retweet it at 9 of your friends. If you're watching it on YouTube, I want you to hit that share link and share it with 9 of your Twitter friends or some of your Facebook. So if you share it with 9 people, then someone will win these balls. Now the way I'll know if everyone's sharing this is I can look at how many people are sharing my videos, and I won't know who individually has shared the video. But if I hit the right amount of shares in my head, I think this video should get to win these balls. I will choose someone from either Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, and I don't know where, so make sure you follow me on all of them, at Crossfield Mark on Instagram, at 4Golf Online on Twitter, and Mark Crossfield on Facebook. Someone's going to win this if this video gets the right amount of shares. Morning y'all. I'm out and about. Busy day today. First thing, I'm going into town, so I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm doing that in town. Someone else is making it for me today. And then Mrs. P has got her eyes on an Apple Watch. The timing of it. So yesterday's question sparked some really interesting debate about why people do, and then in certainly media outlets expected to teach and talk about swings and things, and loads of good points made. I think the key point for me is that teaching is a skill of communication predominantly. Now there's always going to be other kind of facets of it, where if you want to know what it feels like to win tournaments, definitely the players are the best people to speak to, the people who have done that, kind of walking down 18th and winning those majors. I get that, and that's part of coaching. But when it comes to breaking down swings and trying to get messages across to the general public about swings and shots, where on earth do we get this that because they were tour players they can do that from? I really don't know. Tour players need to be selfish, they need to be skilled at doing. It doesn't matter if they can articulate it or not. It's not a skill that's ever been asked of them until they retire and they want a job. And dare I say it, people wonder why I say jobs for the boys. Maybe this is one of the reasons. Right, today's question. Today's vlog's going to be about why I changed my putts. I think there's some really good messages in there. So today's question is, what would make you change your golf clubs, any of your clubs? So post comments down there, hit that thumbs up button as well. Defining factor, is it cost? Is it change of a look, a feel, performance? Let me know. Mrs. P's treated herself to an Apple Watch. Luxury. Right, so I've changed putter from my old Versa 9, which I've got 2 versions of, one with a new face, a different colour shaft. This is the original one. To at the moment an Odyssey 2 ball, which is obviously a very classic shape, been around for years. So me and Coach did a club swap, which you'll see the video very soon. And my putting at the moment hasn't been fantastic. I've been struggling to see lines. Starting point hasn't been good. Really struggling with pace. So the reason for the change for me, there's a few reasons which we'll go into today. But the main reason is that I had a go with coaches and it just felt nicer at that time. So it would be very hard for me not to continue on that feel to see if it is going to give me that feeling over and over again. Now I've played long enough to know that it's not as simple as that, but changing to the 2 ball, definitely with its alignment aid, so again no lines which I seem to like, but 2 balls to the 3rd ball, was giving me a better feeling on starting line, so where the ball was starting in relationship to where I was aiming, which started to give me a lot more confidence. So think about some of the words I'm using there. It gave me, I felt. This isn't a measured change, it's a very feel-based change. And because it's a putter, don't be fooled. It would be very similar with irons, and it'd be very similar with drivers as well. So for me, the feeling of start line and aim became a little easier in my head when I went for this. It makes me feel kind of sad leaving the other one behind, but I know I'll always go back to it because that's what I've done through history. So very feel-based change. Right, I'm at Torquay Golf Club with Dan Hendrickson today in his new studio that he's building. This place is going to be maybe the best studio when it comes to teaching and custom fitting, probably in the country. Stay tuned as the channel goes on. You're going to see some exciting stuff from in here. Dan just hitting 5 putts with old Sam. Let's show you what this says then, Dan. Are you a good putter or not?
I've been working on things recently.
Well, because Matt said you used to be like one of the best putters he knew when he played amateur golf, but you've got older and...
added loft.
Right.
Hitting down on the putts.
Is that what you're...
So,
okay.
That's what I've been doing. So I've been working on just taking the loft off the putter.
Yeah.
The hand slightly further forward.
Yeah.
And then trying to hit it a little bit more on the up as I come through, which
cool.
creates such a better roll. Than what
Let's see if you're doing it. Which is good, that's what you're trying to do. Yeah. You're hitting up, 4 up, and an effective loft of nearly 1. So you're putting topspin on it, which is what you said you're trying to do. You're doing it, yeah. So when it comes to the 2 putters, what am I feeling at the 2 ball compared to my kind of favourite Versa 9? Now I have a tendency to stand quite a long way away, kind of club out, toe up in front of me. And I like the way that feels normally, but when I feel a little less confident, maybe like at the moment, that putter head getting further away from me, toe up in the air, makes me feel a little bit more vulnerable to more twisting of the face. So the 2 ball makes me feel like it's more upright in its setup, makes me feel like I'm almost more, not over the ball, but more connected with the line I'm swinging on rather than so far away. And even when I measure with my Sam Putt Lab, this isn't always the case, but it gives me that feeling and it makes me feel more secure, which is why I want to run with that feeling, see if it actually helps over time. And I think that's a key thing to remember. It's going to be a change that I'm only going to see any benefit, I think, over time. A snapshot, say on hitting 3 putts here to 3 putts with my other putter, I think we'll just see the numbers just jumping, you know, kind of this one's better, that one's better, this one's better, that one's better, which is where even when I've played with this already, and you won't see the results for a while because of our backlog of videos, it's what it's making me feel like more than any other science that is making me want to have a go with this, to see if those feelings kind of equate to results over that period of time. Also for me, a 2 balls of putter I've never used before, but I've seen it and I've always picked them up and quite enjoyed the look of them, the sound and the feel. I feel a little bit more stable when I'm hitting this maybe on different parts of the face, which we all do on putters, and it's kind of, I think it's just time for me to have a change. Now, I am not going to get rid of this putter because I've done this all through my life. I'll go back to the memories of this one, and that's kind of what it boils down to a little bit. This one feels nice also because it's new, it's different, and I like just to experiment with some different feelings. This one will feel new again when this one becomes the norm, and I think that's a little bit of what it's about when it comes to new equipment.
This is a Ryan Little production.
Let's answer your questions.
Christian from Copenhagen here. I have a quick question regarding adaptations after a bad hit or a bad strike. If you swing hard at it and it ends up in a bad place, then walking down the fairway into the bushes, how much would you change your technique to not get the same bad result once again? Would you change a lot of things, or would you try to repeat the same sense of motion or some same feelings around creating a good shot? Thanks, keep up the good videos. Bye.
So I would rate how I've hit that bad shot. Let's pretend I strike it really well and the ball overturns in the air. Then I would very much be using my knowledge of my action, which you could pick up through lessons, which is why it's so important in lessons that you don't practice only correct. You practice how to move the ball and control the ball a bit more rather than just hit it perfect every time. I would use that knowledge to make sure I don't hit that shape again. There's a great part of the Andy Sullivan vlog where he's commenting on how many practice swings I'm having with after I've hit a big pulled 7-iron, kind of overdrawn 7-iron. I'm using those practice swings to try and find a feeling that won't, or feels like to me like it won't draw so much. If anything, it will cut a little bit. So I'm very much changing my move. Now, if I misstrike it offline, then in my opinion, I haven't given my technique the right amount of time to test anything, because the strike is overriding what my technique does. So I would give it another go at trying to hit it better. So when it comes to just bad striking, there's so many variables in there that maybe often you can't control. So for me, the big win here, and it's a great question, I don't think people see the kind of little kind of tiny amounts of things that you can learn from such a great question. It's about understanding what caused the bad shot, strike being the first measure, or that you've got face the path out of control, which is put big turn on it. And then the second question is, have you got the weapons to put less turn on it for the next go? And if you haven't, you need to be going to book a lesson, because you need those weapons. You don't need to be getting on some kind of fictional plane or all that kind of stuff.
Hello, well, you're actually filming me doing some cooking, because I do most of the cooking. It's not always Mr. Crossfield. I'm the best husband doing the cooking for tea, even though he makes it like that. Yes, like manure. Look, I've done all my activities.
Have you closed all the rings?
Well, no, it's just the standing one I've not, but I think I have to sit down for it to realise I've been stood up for so long.
There we go, thanks for watching, see you all tomorrow. I hope that gives you an insight of how and why I've chosen to change my putter. And you could apply this to irons, you could apply this to a driver, it's the same ideas. I think too many people are out there looking for perfect numbers. I'm looking for good launch characteristics with my putter as well as my driver and my irons. But as I've said before, I'm looking for feels, colours, shapes that promote certain ideas in my head, and those ideas change from month to month, year to year. It could be as little as, and you can see it on tour happening, how many people using that spider putter from TaylorMade, because we see people like Garcia win with it, Dustin Johnson win with it. Other pros look at that and they want that vision, that feel in their head, kids playing, as well, so they're getting influenced by other people succeeding. This is why companies pay so much money to those big brands, those big players, because they can influence you by winning with shapes, sounds, colours of drivers, different designs of drivers, when really we know the skill is all with them, or hopefully you do by now, and it also all lies with you. But if a club can promote some kind of positivity in your game, it's only a good thing. Post comments down below, let me know if this makes sense or not. Was that the right colour Apple Watch to buy?
Definitely.
Should she have got a Rolex? Hit those comments down below, and also hit the thumbs up button if you're loving the daily vlogs. More swings coming at you this week. I've just had a busy day. We spent a lot of time at Torquay today playing with all the tech, and you'll see what's going to happen with that in the future as well. And remember, always hit the subscribe button. Don't you think so?
Always good to subscribe.
Amen. Amen, sister, brother, sister, wife, brother, sis, bruh.
Yeah, oh, bruh.